Of all nature's hunters, felines are the elite. The physical attributes that cats possess make them unsurpassed, gifted athletes who combine strength and agility with extraordinary sensory capabilities. All cats view the world from over a short, moist snout. Powerful eyes and finely tuned ears analyze, discover, and measure, all in the service of choosing the next victim. It's only a matter of time. When they find what they're looking for, all the senses work together. A perfect mechanism. The body elastic, agile and muscular. These truly are athletes of the hunt. Spring. In the forests of the Nordic region, a sweet voice is heard. This tender call belongs, however, to a fierce hunter, the lynx in heat. The Eurasian lynx is the largest of all the lynx family and has perhaps the widest territorial distribution. Like all cats, its physiological design has but one end: hunting other animals. Muscles, fangs, and claws all point to this singular purpose. But with such efficient armaments, feline lovemaking can be a dangerous affair, so it must be carried out with a degree of diplomacy. A few friendly headbutts in greeting mark the start of a mating relationship that will last only a few days. As is the case with most felines, both male and female lynx are used to living alone. So they must remember to keep their lethal weapons hidden away for the brief time they are together. A few weeks, in fact, are enough for the female to become pregnant. They part, never to see each other again. Feline survival depends on a hunting regime that condemns most species to an isolated existence. Except in Africa, where the treeless plains are the territory of the lion. Its roar, a war cry that can be heard more than 8 kilometers away, stirs the savannah. It is the voice of pure power, marking boundaries and warning off rivals. It both attracts and reassures the females, letting them know that their territory is safe and their cubs protected. Their relationship is one of equals. Although the males are the masters of the harem, the lionesses also command great respect. Lions are the only social big cats. Family units display intense and complicated relationships, and this is an essential aspect of their survival. Prides may comprise up to 40 individuals sharing common interests. Families of lions are like close clans of athletes learning to train, hunt, and relate to each other so that they become a competitive team. Mothers, aunts, and cubs form the core of the pride. The lionesses are real teammates. To hunt successfully on the African plain, they need to know each other very well. But while it is the lionesses who are the great hunters, it is the males who wield maximum power. They are the captains of the teams. They defend their pride and with their blood their territories. So, if one chooses to eat alone and keep the best of the kill for himself, well, nobody else puts up much of a fight. The king of the animals maintains his throne thanks to the power of family. Yet there is an even stronger, even more relentless feline. The tiger, the most powerful of all terrestrial hunters. While a lion may reach 200 kilos, a tiger is almost 300 kilos of muscle, claw, and fang. Tigers are the undisputed heavyweights of the big cats. Indomitable wrestlers. Perfect assassins. Like almost all cats, they've evolved to live and hunt alone, hidden amongst the dense vegetation of the forest. But even for this great hunter, life is not easy. Survival is a question of the smallest details. The breezes of the approaching monsoons bring tempting aromas. The faintest hints of the inhabitants deep in the forest. Strength alone is not enough. Size and weight give you an advantage, of course, but you must use all your senses. You must hide and wait in silence, listening for a whisper among the leaves, a smell on the warm air, and be ready to take advantage of the slightest misstep. Success is only guaranteed with victims no further than 10 meters away. Tigers are short-distance athletes, and so they need a good measure of patience and luck. Only 1 in 10 attacks ends in success. And even though it's the most powerful of all the feline hunters, the tiger will always hide to eat its prey. Like a kitten, afraid that someone might steal its food. European wildcats may be small, but they're as effective as miniature tigers in their own environment. The largest males barely reach 7 kilos in weight. But like their much bigger relatives, wildcats are supreme athletes, patrolling the undergrowth hidden from view, silently seeking out any opportunity for a kill. Like the tiger, they bring down most of their victims from the ground. A long and careful pursuit ends in a leap and a deathly blow from the sharpest of claws. Although they are the featherweights of the feline predators, they're incredibly efficient. To survive, they must hunt between 15 and 25 rodents a day. So wildcats eat 1/4 kilo of fresh meat every day. But they share their territory with the lynx, so they must never let their guard down. Like all cats, Eurasian lynx mark their territory with different bodily secretions. Strong-smelling markers define borders, and urine is the most effective of signals. No individual of the same sex who dares make an incursion across the odorous border is safe from the attentions of the territory's rightful owner. While this dominant male expels an intruder through a bloody confrontation, not far away, gentler interplay is at hand. A newborn lynx litter and their dedicated, loving mother. She will raise her cubs alone. But she is all they need to feed them and keep them warm and safe. For almost a year, the life of this mother lynx will be wholly focused on her little athletes in training. Out on the African savanna, lions are born all year round. Any movement triggers the cub's hunting instinct, a feature common to all cats. There are lessons in how to move, how to hide, how to be silent, and how to pounce at the climax of the hunt. And these cubs still have much to learn. It's the responsibility of the older siblings, with their mothers, to teach hunting techniques within the pride. And it takes 2 years to master the necessary skills. But for now, as with any great hope for the future, enthusiasm is the main thing, with the finer points of calculation and execution left for another class. This time, the prize gets away. Hunting in the jungles of America requires other tactics. Among the family of feline athletes, there is a species whose bite is more powerful even than that of a lion. This troop of mantled howler monkeys has spotted the camouflaged fur of a jaguar. With its compact body and massive head, jaguars come third for strength after lions and tigers. The shouts of the nervous monkeys put the jungle on alert for several miles around. But the jaguar is a hunter of opportunity, both patient and tireless, allowing its diet to be one of the most varied among felines. It patrols its well-trodden routes every day with silent steps, happy to find what might cross its path. Maybe a deer, or an iguana. Sometimes, its powers of extreme concentration can be a disadvantage. At the last moment, it avoids stepping on the fer de lance or terciopelo snake, a kind of pit viper, one of the most venomous snakes in the region. Once recovered from the shock, the jaguar's empty stomach recalls it to its previous pursuit, lunch. The jaguar is this jungle's apex predator, and by hunting many of the animals here, it plays a fundamental role in the health of the ecosystem. A moment ago, it was itself facing a swift death from the snake's venom. But now it is the jaguar who will deliver the final blow. An injured howler monkey is very tempting. It would be an easy prey to overpower. The jaguar's bite is the most powerful of all felines, able to shatter the hardest of skulls. Back in the boreal forests, time is passing very quickly for the lynx family. In only a year, they must become elite athletes. When young lynx are only 3 or 4 months old, they start to explore their environment, and also to make their first failed attempts at being grown up, with their watchful mother always on hand. This is the most vulnerable stage of their lives, when they begin to investigate further afield. While they're extremely agile, they still have a lot to learn. This adventurous cub has got up, but he can't get down. A fall from this height would mean a broken bone and lead to certain death. Mother lynx has no choice but to impart another important lesson in survival. Yet in spite of the efforts of feline mothers, nearly half of their offspring in general die within the first year. Adult lynx can climb trees without any problem, but they're not really at home up there. Other cats, however, have specialized in eking out their existence in the heights. In the tropical jungle, life is at its most intense up in the branches, over 30 meters above ground. The sun caresses the top of the American jungles, where squirrels, insects, sloths, and countless birds gather. This is the liveliest part of the jungle. There's no way a big cat can get up here. But a small one can. Of all the felines, the margay is the best suited to life in the trees. In fact, it spends most of its time in the branches. It's a perfect high-wire walker. Yet, despite its agility, it needs to focus. The slightest slip may end in disaster. The margay is a thrill-seeker, a risk lover, a parkour perfectionist par excellence. No strings, no safety net. Of course, it has anatomical adaptations. Its ankle joints allow it to climb head down, and its very long tail serves as a stabilizer, steadying each step. Birds, the most abundant vertebrates in the jungle heights, are the margay's prey of choice. Hunting them is not easy, but a good hunter knows how to find other sources of food. It may not be able to catch the adult parents, but their eggs are no less nutritious. Any form of protein is a welcome renewer of energy for this extreme climber. Even if that means getting down and dirty for a serving of omelette. Far away in India, the clouded leopard exploits the same tropical ecosystem as the margay, the tops of the trees. Their territories are thousands of kilometers apart, but they have a parallel life. Both species have evolved the same solutions to their environment. They're the only two felines able to climb head down, thanks to flexible joints on their hind legs and long tails for balancing. These adaptations are only for highly skilled athletes. As a result, both species hunt tree-dwelling animals, including the wildfowl of the forest. Then again, to catch wild birds, you don't necessarily have to be an expert climber. And that is why weaver birds in Namibia are in the crosshairs of another medium-sized feline. The African caracal is comfortable inhabiting places with few trees. Its favorite dish, succulent bird meat. The caracal is another extraordinary athlete. In fact, it holds the feline high jump record. Its muscular rear legs, noticeably longer than its front ones, are its particular hunting weapon. In these semi-desert plains, the caracal patrols with stealth, attentive to any movement, to the quietest of whispers. The oblivious weavers, intent on their nest building, provide a good opportunity for a meal. But calculations must be precise, because in this deathly game, you only get one shot at a time. The caracol's powerful vertical leap can exceed 3 meters. But this time, in spite of its athleticism, the caracal comes away with nothing. Occasional failure is part and parcel of survival, just as patience and perseverance must be the philosophy of any elite athlete, and the caracal displays these qualities in abundance. This time, the playing field is more even. A red-billed francolin hides in an impenetrable thorny bush. This battle of wills can have only one winner, the rival who best knows how to hold their nerve, to trust their body and their skills. The francolin miscalculated. Its nervousness gave it away, and the caracal earns a meal and the right to fight another day. In northern Europe's boreal forests, the lynx family continues to prosper. With every day that passes, the cubs are a few steps closer to their independence. Games help them learn and refine hunting techniques, such as how to carry out lightning attacks. Their bodies are filled out, they are agile and fast. In a few weeks, they will be admitted into the exclusive club of athlete hunters. In one athletic discipline, there's no doubt who takes gold. Africa is home to the fastest of all terrestrial predators, the cheetah. As supreme athletes, like the rest of the felines, cheetahs never take a day off. Every day is an opportunity to beat their own world record. The cheetah is the most perfect speed machine. Over short distances, it is comfortably the world champion. From its vantage point high up, it surveys the landscape, looking for its ideal prey. An injured or defenseless animal, a youngster perhaps. Such scrutiny is made without haste. The first step to success is making the right choice. A potential victim has been spotted. Like a Formula One race car, its powers of acceleration are breathtaking. 0 to 100 in just 2.5 seconds. As if that weren't enough, It can maintain a sprint for close to 400 meters, an absolute record among the felines. And it has yet another ace up its sleeve, the real key to its success. It can swerve and turn even at these implausible speeds, and so its unpredictable victims can never shake the cheeter off. Almost half of all pursuits culminate in a kill. The lightest of touches is enough to unbalance the exhausted gazelle. But after the chase, the cheeter is often equally exhausted, so cannot yet enjoy its hard-earned meal. Before it can even chew, it has to regain some strength. Yet there is barely time. It must defend its prey from opportunist scavengers if it is to enjoy the fruits of its success. The Eurasian lynx's hunting strategy includes all types of animals. The lynx have barely 8 months to grow and to learn to hunt. By then, they must be fully independent. Young, vital athletes prepared to overcome widely different kinds of prey. In a short time, the young lynx learn that the games never end and that only the most talented athletes will win every time. From the lions to the lynx, felines live in a permanent struggle between life and death. In fact, more than half of feline cubs succumb during the first year of life. But this young lynx has made it through its perilous infancy and is now prepared to face the challenges that will test it every day. Like all felines, it is a fighter, and now it is ready to win the battle for survival. It truly is an athlete of the hunt.